Robin Lord Taylor is with us.
Lower the expectations,
Exactly,
right?
that's what my mom always told
Robin
me.
Lord Taylor is with us, co-starring in Gotham as Oswald Cobblepot, who
I
will
just love saying
someday become Batman's archenemy, the Penguin. But right now, he's still working his way up.
You know I'm a man that shows appreciation when appreciation is due.
Yes, Don Maroney.
What you did for me yesterday did not go unnoticed.
Thank you, sir. I only wish I was able to retrieve the other half of you.
How long you been washing dishes?
Not long.
All right, that ends today. You've been promoted to restaurant manager. The position recently became available.
Thank you, Don Maroney. I won't let you down.
A position that recently became available.
Wow.
Nice to see you.
Nice
How
to
are
see you,
First
too.
of all, congratulations. You know, every once in a while you dream of getting that role where suddenly you get all the attention, and then notice it's happening for you.
It's all happening. It's a crazy ride, I'll tell you that.
Do you read the headlines? Do they freak you out? Like, what? I mean, he was born to play this role, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's like, what an honor to be considered for that, and then at the same time, it's like, do I look like a penguin in real life?
Yeah, what does that mean? I was born to play this role. Hey, I want to go back a little bit in history, if it's okay with you.
Please.
We're thinking about remember, this all started from a comic book. These writers didn't think they're making art or anything. They're comic book guys back in the late 30s and early 40s. And the story goes that the famed Bob Kane came up with the idea for the Penguin from a very popular cigarette commercial for a brand called Cool Cigarettes.
Oh, look at that.
And America all knew this character, Willie the Penguin. And the idea of the Penguin came from that. Is that the story you hear?
I've definitely heard that story, and I know that, like, I know that it's been, it's the 75th year of Batman, and so it's funny to go back and see what the influences have been on the character.
All the different incarnations, because your Batman is different. Physically, the Batman used to be like a little round guy. You're not a little round guy.
You're not Danny DeVito.
Hey,
right.
Why don't we? Let's go back and take a look at some of them through the years. Okay, right
Look,
there.
Fantastic. I mean,
Danny.
To be considered, just to be in that company with
Burgess
those two
Meredith.
actors,
Yeah.
they're both just such legends.
Now, do you go back and look at all of that stuff, or do you stay away from it because you don't want to be influenced?
Well, I mean, it's been part of my life. I grew up watching, the Adam West series as a kid.
Right.
That was on, after school. I watched all of those.
And everything in your life, therefore, was off angle. Right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, that's where it all went down.
But which was the one that you related to the most? Like, when you got the job, which one did you go back to? And
Well, I mean, it wasn't so much going back. It was just the fact that they were in my head. Like I grew up watching, and then Batman Returns, Danny DeVito's performance in that. I had seen that movie so many times. It was on cable all the time when I was growing up. It's just been there, in my head. And it's interesting, like with Batman, with every sort of generation, every reiteration of the comic, it sort of reflects the time that it came out in, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So every generation has its own sort of versions of these characters.
So I know you're not going to answer. We're going to ask you anyway. How soon do you become the Penguin on the series?
Well, I mean, it's sort of happening as we go. Like the character was a bullied kid.
Yeah.
And this is something that I learned when going back through the comics. He was a bullied kid. That was something that people called him. That was it was a slur against him. They were making fun of the way he looked,
and
and
the way he
acted.
walked, and walked right.
The walk sort of comes about in the pilot, but yeah, and so it's.
You're not answering my question. How soon?
I know. Well, but that's the thing is that he sort of I feel like at the end of the pilot he embraces that name and he embraces. It's almost like taking the thing that has hurt you so much, and you embrace it, and then you find you take power from
taking
that.
the power,
so
the
he's
negative
starting
power,
to
and
do
making
that.
power.
Exactly.
We'll
Right.
be watching. Congratulations. It was a pleasure to meet
Hey,
you.
it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Have a best
too.
episode.
It's such a
So
fan of
great.
you both.
you're very
Big
kind.
and nice
Thank
of
you.
you both. Yeah.
Gotham airs Monday night at 8 o'clock on Fox.
It's really good.
And you're still shooting, right?
We're still in the middle, yeah. Right.
And you're shooting back east.
Back in New York.
Thanks for coming out to do
Of
this.
course.
All right.
My pleasure.